What up, y'all? I hope you're doing well. We're here for our weekly anchor message. We are using the wild unknown archetypes to basically get our soul lessons for the week in our life and soul school, so to speak. And we're clarifying with the Mystical Moments Tarot. On Sunday night, I do the energy oracle forecast, which gives us the sort of energetic and spiritual weather for the week ahead. And that's always really good. It gives us sort of a broad sense of like what the conditions are going to be like. And then we go in deeper into our actual lessons on Monday. Tuesday's our manifestation reading for the week. Wednesday, we go into our alchemy message, which is like unpacking the process of these lessons. Thursday is Thirsty Thursday, our romance reading, and then Fridays are our weekend message, where it's usually a reflection on, the lessons for the week. So just in case you're new, just catching you up on the weekly itinerary, our weekly scheduled programming. Also, the full moon in Gemini workshop is up. I actually got it done the day before and was able to upload it early, which is signs of new beginnings. For the last several months, I have been filming the same as I used to. I like to film on the day of the lunation, so all the energy is really in the moment of that day. But then the uploads go topsy-turvy, I guess because of all of the other uploads going on and all the energy up in the air, but they usually take forever. And so I'm usually scooped and nobody watches them because it's like they think it's too late. But even though they're still good, my workshops are always relevant just to our general unfolding story that's continuous. But my workshops are good for at least the 2 weeks around the new moon and full moon, and plus like for the new moon gives the energy for the whole month ahead. And then it gives us an idea of, what we can project out like 6 months from now, because the moon cycles, they're like 6 months. So whenever we're having a new moon, it's like a seed that we're planting that is going to come into full fruition on that corresponding full moon 6 months in advance, although there may be stages of manifestation during that time period. I don't know why I went off onto that tangent, but maybe it was necessary. Okay, so let's get into the reading. Y'all go watch that workshop. And while we're talking shop before we get into the reading, like this video, subscribe to my channel, comment, emoji, share. Whatever you do is so appreciated, and it helps these messages get out into the algorithm to help other people see them too. The participation makes such a huge difference. If I don't get any participation, then I get buried. And I have recently taken a drastic decline in the algorithm. So if y'all will throw some activity underneath this video, I would really appreciate it, and I will be forever grateful to you. All right, so let's get started. So from the wild unknown archetypes for this week, we have the Vision, followed by the Cave, followed by the Stone. Y'all picking up on the mood of this week? Love it. And then underneath Vision, hold your horses, we've got King of Swords. Underneath the Cave, we've got 10 of Cups, which we had 10 of Cups on our Sunday daily pick a card, which y'all can find me on TikTok at Liz_Taylor_Magick. Same handle for my Instagram, Liz Taylor Magick, Liz_Taylor_Magick. Then underneath Stone, we have the Hierophant. All right, so the Vision. I feel like, for starters, this time of year for me, I'm always like evaluating and reflecting. I'm looking at the year gone by. I'm looking at, okay, what do I really want to accomplish in the last few weeks of this year, and what do I see myself as like my vision going forward in the next 6 months and the next year ahead. And so I think, we've just come through this big, huge shift and transformation, and we've jumped timelines, and now we're in the seed level stage of this huge new chapter, right? This brand new story for us, a brand new version of self. So it would really behoove us right now to get as crystal clear on our vision as we can and push ourselves to expand and broaden past what we think is maybe reasonable, right? Because we don't want to limit ourselves, because our vision, we're probably capable of more than we give ourselves credit for. So with the King of Swords coming up with the vision, it's like the King of Swords has clarity, certainty, confidence. He's an authority figure. He's logical. He is reasonable. He has sound discernment and judgment. The King of Swords is emotionally sober, so much so that he can be accused of being overly cerebral. So as we, connect with our vision, I think it's a good idea to embody the qualities of the King of Swords in that emotional sobriety, right? Taking a look at our vision and without any sentiment, without any emotion, looking at it from a very grounded, rational, logical place, logistically speaking. Don't hold yourself back as far as scope, right? But think logistically, rationally, what needs to be done? What needs to be changed, right? Don't be precious about things. Don't be reluctant to make changes that can, increase your productivity, right? Or, make things more fruitful or better for you. So make changes where necessary and be decisive, swing the sword decisively, one swing. Don't make it hesitating and then job after job after job, right? One fell swoop, one decisive cut from the sword. And, this is about taking sovereignty over your mindset, that self-mastery, right? But really, when you dream about your vision, get super vivid with it, really get into that feeling state. Don't slip into the mistake of being completely passionless. There's a balance. It's we have to have passion for what we're doing, because without desire, there's no magnetism. But we can't be emotional, and we need to be dispassionate in our reasoning and in our judgment and in our actions that we take. So we don't want to be in reactive mode. We want to be very on purpose and intentional with our decisions, with our strategy, and with our execution. But we want to be impassioned about our cause and our why and the big vision, the big picture, okay? So we don't want to be emotional about what we're doing and caught up in anxiety and stress or insecurity or any of those ego emotions, that ego passion that can go sideways and get you frantic. But we want to have that elevated passion, and that drive and that willpower and that determination to go forward. And so with the passion, with that getting really vivid about, how we see things playing out, really get in that feeling state and get in that state of excitement and gratitude and feel what it's going to feel like. Feel the expansion, feel the abundance. Really let it become technicolor and real, because it's that feeling, it's those emotions, those good feeling emotions, that hopefulness and that confidence, that levity that is going to be magnetic, that's going to draw in synchronicities, guidance, resources, helpers, right? We've got our owls here as our guide and our helper. And the owl is about wise judgment and discernment. The owl can see 360, so it can see all perspectives from one position, right? Athena had an owl with her to watch her back. We've got Ouroboros right here, that eternal hunger for wisdom and growth. And our end is our beginning, and our beginning is our end. It's this cycle that keeps going. And then there's this mountain in the background, which is our climb through our elevation of our ascension of our consciousness, with the ascension of our soul. But then there's like this little spark down here, and I feel like that's another repeated theme in the next card in the cave. But it's this seed level here, this spark. Looks almost like a womb, right? This is very femininely phallic here. But that looks like almost like a spark, a seed level in the womb of creation, right? This is what we're pregnant with, our imagination and our vision. And it's all building and very exciting. And so the cave and 10 of cups. So the cave is the heart center, but in an outer way, in an extrinsic way. It's like we need to take time this week when we can to go into our cave and to go inward and reflect and heal and, unblock anything that's standing in the way of our vision and our unfoldment of this vision. And it's just like this, our heart has been a busy intersection of like witnessing our shadow over the past few weeks, integrating that shadow, healing inner child stuff, healing parent things, changing our perspective, like tuning inward to higher self, right? And trying to find affinity with that. There's been so much activity and healing going on in the heart that it's like almost like, oh, I just need some alone time with you, consciousness. Can we get quiet? So the heart, this is the portal where everything is happening. The portal where our consciousness connects to our connection with the Holy Spirit, our connection with Source. And so this is where we're going to get our intuitive guidance and our support. And so the more that we heal the heart, the more clarity we will be getting about our vision, and the less burden and heaviness we have on our heart, like letting go of grudges, letting go of heartbreak and sadness and anger and all those things. We may have a lot of emotion coming up this week, and it's good to just purge all of that, really let it cleanse and let it be released, because the more we do, the more healing work that we do in this heart, the more that we offload anything that's taking up clutter, space, density, putting layers of blocking around that, like layers of veiling over that light. It's like the more that we can remove that, the more clarity we'll have, the lighter we'll feel, the more passion we'll feel once more. We'll feel at the same time emotionally like sober and serene, but it will open us up to greater fulfillment. And so the seed level, again, here's this feminine phallic image, and we have a masculine and feminine hand touching there. And it's almost as if like deep inside, our masculine, divine masculine and feminine are also in all of this stuff that's going on inside of us right now. It's like an intersection of like fuckery going on. It's like a clusterfuck of like metaphysics. It's like metafuck. Esoteric metafuck crisis. So yeah, we've got like the divine masculine and the divine feminine aspects of the soul sort of coming into balance and merging into this union. And then that brings us into more affinity with the light of the creator. We're coming into union with that. So there's like, this is like the seed level of this new beginning, like what we were talking about here. And so the state of our consciousness is going to have every bit of effect on what kind of seed that is, right? So pretend this is an egg that's fertilized in a womb, right? Our consciousness is what we're going to be feeding this baby to become what it's going to become, right? So we need to be in a consciousness of lightness and forgiveness and love and joy and appreciation and excitement and creativity and sharing and hope. And so the more fulfillment, that is fostered from the inside, we're going to start seeing signs of that fulfillment starting to come into fruition in our exterior life. The 10 of Cups is about a time of serenity and peace and abundance. It's feeling settled and happy. It's domestic bliss. It's a feeling of fulfillment. 9 of Cups is when you get your wish. And 10 of Cups is like, okay, now it's that sort of I don't want to say happily ever after because I feel like it's a lie. It's a lie from the pits of hell. But it kind of that idea, it's like nothing is ever after. But it's like, okay, this is a happy time. Things are coming together like the way that we hoped, and in some way there's fulfillment being established. And so that's something we can look forward to. And it may not be evident on the outside yet, but it's starting here at the seed level on the inside. And so the more comfortable we are becoming with ourselves and, getting a vision of getting clear on who we are and who we're becoming and what we want to create going forward, it's like we're getting really settled in and we're coming into our own and we're feeling good. And so that is going to start becoming evident on the outside. And what's really exciting is that stone came up with the Hierophant. Now, it's like the changes that we're making on the inside are real. This is real healing, and we're going deep and going far back. And so we're healing the root cause of so many of the patterns that cause compound interest, right? Oh, I've got all these problems and they keep mounting, and I'm getting like just heartbreak after annoyance, after irritation, after rage. Like, what's happened? The fuck? And so it's like we've alleviated all of those things that send us into patterns that keep us circling around the same painful issues, right? So things are really starting to smooth out. And because of this healing that we're doing internally, it's like we are setting this foundation that is solid and sustaining and continuing. Because like the wisdom that we're gleaming now is like that kind of knowing that you can't unknow. It's like once you've lived it and you know it, you can't turn back the other way now. It's like it's too late. You've already seen behind the curtain. So this is going to be lasting positivity, lasting healing, lasting fulfillment that we can build upon, right? Because the stone is long lasting, it's sustaining. It takes forever to make the stone. It takes, a long time, just unless someone busts it with a sledgehammer. It takes a long time for a stone to be worn down. Unless you're a magic stone and you're in the pocket of a person going through a lot and they keep holding that stone and somehow you can just like melt through something that took like 1,000,000 years to create. You're like, how did that happen? But yeah, so stone, eternal, long suffering, long lasting, sustaining. Same with the Hierophant. The Hierophant represents something that is well established and solid and ongoing. This is usually represented by the Pope, right? This like household institution that's not moving. It's unchanging. It's not changeable almost. It's not open for like revolution or whatever. So in that regard, it's like what it's saying here is that it's like this healing and this fulfillment, we're the wise man building our house upon the rock right now. The wise man building his house upon the rock is the relationship with Source and the discipline of creating affinity with Source, right? Your relationship with God, your attempt and your discipleship to become more like the light of the Creator, right? And so what that looks like in 3D language, human terms, is you build inner peace. And you build wisdom and you build discernment and you grow that judgment. And that is something solid that no one can take away from you. And when you build your life based on solid, grounded, wise embodiment of, your intuitive guidance from Holy Spirit, from your experience, you're building things that will last. You're not building things willy-nilly like a fool, not thinking about why you're making decisions that you are. Why are you reacting the way you are? Why did I buy that? Oh my God, what a waste. Like, why did I buy this house? Why did I move here? Like, how many big decisions do people make like impulsively? And then later they're like, why did I do that? Oh my God. So now it's like, we're not doing that anymore. We're not making impulsive, rash, emotional decisions. We're wise and we've built solid fulfillment that comes from Source. It comes from a true sustaining source. So we're not easily thrown off our rocker, anymore. We're solid, and our vibration is becoming solid and stable. And so that means that our life is beginning to stabilize. It's going to become something that we're going to be growing things upon from here. But life is never stable for too long, because then it's got to give you a little bit of turbulence in order for the pressure to cause evolution again. But in order for that to come, we have to come to a stabilization period where we can grow. And so right now we have just come from that disturbance and upheaval. And now it's like we're in the phase where we're starting to find that stability again so that we can grow on this up level. So yes, stay in a state of positive and excited expectation. Stick to your healthy new routines and mindsets and practices, and just keep thinking of it as a practice. It's like breaking in new shoes. We've got to break in this new consciousness and these new behaviors and these new habits, right? Until they become, embodied as our new default setting, our new positive programming. And then, this is really leading into something that things that are going to be sprouting, they're going to be sustaining, or they're going to have the potential to be long lasting, right? This is a new level that we're coming into in every area of our life. So it's like, when you've really worked hard for something and you appreciate it, what you know better than to F it all up with some like rash choice, or not making a wise decision. It's like you care enough to maintain, to make the effort and to think carefully, right, as you move with intention, with sovereignty, with your free will, right? Not just in affect consciousness, responding to your emotions, right? We're being led by our internal guidance. That's the connection we have to our higher self and to source and to Holy Spirit. So that's the divine feminine part of us. It's that internal soul spirit part that is connected to the intuition, that doesn't need complete A equals B equals C kind of logic. It's like we can go based on intuitive knowing and take that risk and be absurd and playful when need be. And so while the feminine is the vessel that's already so much more tuned in and tapped into spirit and to source, this is the internal. The masculine part of the self is the part of us that's the outer expression. It's the part that wants to give and share and take action. It's the part that can listen to that feminine aspect from within and then be like, okay, now I know how to execute this, and I'm going to take charge, and I'm going to be decisive, and I'm going to take action. So it's taking that internal inspiration, that divine inspiration, divine guidance, and then putting it into action, putting it into play. Okay, you guys, I think that is all for today. I hope that y'all have a good rest of your evening, day, whatever it is when you're watching this. And I will see y'all tomorrow for our manifestation oracle reading. Ciao.